Hi, everybody. I was trying to give Ed a few minutes to sign on, but he doesn't seem to be here yet. So I think I'll just get started with some stats, and hopefully some of you will request to talk. Today is 7/17. The AUM is at 229.1 million. The elephant MCAP is at 73.5 million. The treasury is at 6.1 million, and the trunk supply is at 121.7 million. The trading volume of elephant money is $378,303. So thank you all for coming. I know we're getting closer to Nashville, so that's exciting. Show of hands, who's going? Anybody? You want to wave to show? All right. Unless anybody wants to request to speak, this is going to be a very short spaces. So maybe Shankar or Blackberry Guy, perhaps you would like to say something?
Hello, everyone.
How are you doing?
To be honest, I have COVID. So how am I doing?
Oh no!
Yeah, I'm about to switch from Wi-Fi to the cell network. So let's see. Hopefully that'll work. With being impacted by COVID, I enjoy, of course, the journey. I mean, when we look at that trunk chart, I'm sure BT thinks it's an "I told you so" moment. I mean, it is absolutely impressive how it's evolving. And I remember when he kept saying trunk under $1 is just absolutely worth getting, and now we have $1. So I think it's just the same situation. It's worth getting and accumulating trunk. We listed our USDC supply, and that was addressed. It just shows that investors who are cash-only investors understand the opportunity at hand, and we all know how important that is to attract more attention to our business, outside attention. I also, I believe I saw a pinned note in Telegram yesterday in which BT explained that trunk is listed by at least one centralized exchange. So what that tells me is that it's really getting recognized as an asset that is desirable for trading, which I would assume that is one of the main reasons why a centralized exchange is even interested, because they want to get in on that volume, that trading volume. And I also, he hinted at that being really good. The more centralized exchange listings we have, the more we get eligible to be, I think, officially listed by CoinMarketCap. It was something like that. Maybe BlackBerry is familiar with why that is important. But yeah, I am en route to Nashville. I can't wait to meet everyone. Definitely gonna sleep and rest a lot so that I'm fit and healthy for that. And that's all I have. Not feeling all too well, so handing it over to BlackBerry.
Hope you feel better, Shankar.
Yes, hi there. Oh, good to have you hosting us again. Yeah, it's interesting that Ed's so faithful. you can count on him being here as much as having you here as our host. And so I'm surprised that he's not among us.
Yeah, I hope everything's okay.
Yeah, I would hope so too. I'm sure he's doing okay, and yeah, we'll carry on without him a little bit. But no, I'm sorry to hear, Shankar, about the COVID illness, and I hope that you get over that quite soon. I've had a couple of bouts of that myself over the course of time, and it's no picnic, as we all know. But no, I appreciate some of the things you were mentioning. I think, I think BT was saying that if we have these sexes that are listing trunk, that coin market cap will then, it will also make a difference then in how they, how they carry on with the stats that they put out for us as well. So there is something very advantageous about having these other sexes coming on board. I'm just amazed at how things have transpired so much over the last. If I think about a year ago from now, or a year ago previously, to where things are now, where the emphasis was so much in a different direction, and people would be asking, oh, but what about trunk, and what about trunk, and what about trunk? And now the focus has just 180'd. And now the focus is on trunk, and rightfully so. And we've seen a lot of prosperity taking place with the new system set up. It's like I've said to some people before too. I said it seems like before it was like we were running on 4 cylinders, and now we're running on 8 cylinders. We have so many more options. We have so many more opportunities, and the way things are set up with the lending protocol, it just feeds off itself. It's legitimate. It's the liquidity's deep, and we have a lot going for us right now. And it's one of those things that's a virtuous cycle. I mean, the more it prospers, the more people want to be interested. The more people are interested, and the more people are interested, the more it profits. And what we've seen in the last few weeks has been nothing short of remarkable when we think about the kind of money that's been coming into the platform or into the lending protocol. So I'm very encouraged by what's happened. I'm very excited about what's happened. I think, whether you're supplying and buying your trunk, or if you're supplying your USDC, there's just, it's a good problem to decide whether you want to go with the APRs that you're getting with the USDC, or whether you want to, take advantage of the opportunities to buy more trunk. It's a good setup, and it'll be good for the entire ecosystem as time goes on. It already is showing itself that way. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to Nashville as well as with Shankar, and I'm thankful I'm going to be able to make it myself, and I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of people down there. We're down to 9 days before we have the meetup, and it'll be a privilege to meet many of you there. And in the meantime, it's nice to be able to anticipate that with some optimism, with the kind of optimism we have right now as well. It's one thing to be able to get together and say, well, we've all been through the tough times, and but this is a pretty triumphant time, I think, and that makes it that much more fun to be able to get together. So I'm looking forward to that. Oh, and there's Ed. I think I see Ed now. He looks like he's back.
Just invited him.
Oh, good for you. Yeah.
Let's go. Ed,
we've been holding the fort, Ed, while you've been away. So we're so used to having you leading us, and hopefully we can get you on board here. Oh, there he is. Yeah. We're nothing without you, Ed.
What's going on, people? Oh my God, I forgot. I'm totally sorry, man. Totally sorry.
Hope you guys are doing well.
Well, it's Shankar and I have been kind of holding the fort a little bit, but we definitely could use your leadership. That's for sure.
Well, hey, I'm glad you guys were able to hold it down for a little bit. Man, hope you guys, I looked at the clock and I go, holy crap. So, man, hope you guys are doing well. I didn't even have my stats ready for me or anything like that. And
Rosie had,
and I was anxious for it this morning too.
Yeah, we got some good stats from our faithful host too, so that's good. So
yeah, we always do. Man, I hope you guys are doing well. It's been a pretty good week, man. I mean, look at how fast we've been moving up. Just in that trunk price alone, but just in the more adoption of the lending part of everything is really, really good. And I don't know what you guys chatted about for the last 15 minutes, but hopefully it was a little bit about that. And yeah, man, I'm in a good mood. You know, the other night, not to like, you know, every so often we'll do a little random chat, and the other night we were up to like, I think it was like 3 hours. Like we were in the admin chat just talking about stuff and just how things are looking and where things are going. And, you know, it's pretty motivating when we chat. I mean, I don't have any info to give you guys, but just the conversation itself, just letting you guys know how we're feeling and how good we actually feel about things right now, and how happy we are with everything and everybody that's been taking part in everything we're doing here, and especially this lending thing. You know, it's been, wow, I cannot believe how much money has been gone into that lending platform. It's just been crazy. And we keep saying we're early, but we keep thinking, but you sure? I'm like, no, we are still early. And you know, August, I don't know, there's a lot of rumors out there that August is going to be a pretty big month for crypto. So a lot of people have been saying it. It's not just one or two people. It seems like a lot of people that know things that are around the big circles, and even the tiny circles way up top. They're like, hey, August is going to be good. So I'm hoping that is. And, you know, I know that Nashville isn't in August. It's the very end of July, but it's not, you know, what is it? I'll be flying out of here 1 week from tomorrow. So
yeah, it's 9 days away.
Yeah, good times. Were you able to, you say you're definitely coming this time, or you don't know?
Yes, I am. Good. I am coming. I'm actually, I'm in the middle of a move to Chicago, and I'm going to be driving down from Chicago the day of the meetup. So it just worked out really well for me to make that happen. So yeah, I'm counting on it. And we were just talking about that. You know, it's nice. We're not going down there licking our wounds, you know, and commiserating. We're going down there to celebrate. I think it's just should be a great mood. If it's anything like it is right now, we should really be enjoying the time, not just looking back at the old times, but seeing what's ahead in the new times. It should be a really great time.
Yeah, a great time in general, meaning the time we're going to have, but also a great timing, because it's just at the point, to be able to have what Elephant's doing right now, to be able to bring that to Nashville and let people know about it, and just all the people that would be there that we're going to get to talk to. You know, Shankar said he was going to be going to the big party, the VIP kind of thing, and I know BT, and I'm sure Slow is going to all that stuff. He loves, you know, grabbing tickets to all the events just to get the word out to those people there, and be able to say, hey, oh yeah, you guys are that token that's been just blowing up since, you know, for like 5 months now, and everybody's going to know about it and hear about it and get the word out even better out there. So that's really, really cool.
Yeah, it is.
What else has been going on? How's it going, Shankar? You been going good, man?
Yeah, I just shared with everyone that I'm in my second week of COVID, and
what?
But other than that, it's good. Yeah, I'll be good. I'll be over the hump by the time we have the conference.
That's cool. Yeah, I don't want you to miss that.
No, definitely not. As I shared with you all last time, I decided to get one of the VIP whale tickets to make sure I meet important people. Got an email yesterday if I'm willing to chip in another 60K I might have a chance to have dinner or lunch with Donald Trump. So maybe I should give him a tip about Trump. Huh? What do you think?
So yeah. So wait, if you have a chance, you will get to hang for 60 grand.
Yeah, I asked for that. So it's a fundraiser, and we'll be in the same room. I don't know if it's a setting where we have dinner or what it looks like, but I definitely followed up. What exactly do I get? At the very least, I want a photo with
right.
Mr. Trump.
I mean, for that much, you better get another 10 whale tickets for that. Actually,
I followed up.
I'm actually staring at his house right now from where I'm looking out my window.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's about a mile down the road right there, and I can see it from the floor I'm on right now at work.
Nice.
But yeah, that should be a good event. I mean, a lot of celebrities, not just him, but a lot of celebrities should be there. I don't know if are there any entertainment celebrities that are going to be there, you know?
Yeah, what's this comedian from the UK, I believe? What's his name?
Is he the bald guy?
No, he has, let me see, he's on the...
Russell Brand.
On the...
Russell Brand.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, Russell Brand?
Yeah, I think he's I'm not personally familiar with him, but others say he's a great entertainer and comedian. So, and then of course, I mean, the RFK is attending, top people in Solana and Michael Saylor and Edward Snowden. So yeah, it should be really, really good.
That's pretty cool. Well, a lot of events there, and I know there's a couple of events that are only a couple $100 in case anybody listening is heading up to Nashville. There are some events some little other VIP events that are like $100, $200 that you can go to as well, just to mingle, rub shoulders, and all that kind of stuff. So it just depends on how much money you think you'd be willing to spend to go to some of these things, but there's some options out there. It's not just the main big old conference center to go to.
Yeah.
And then of course ours.
And by the way, also in the voice note that BT left, he said that there's a partner, what is it, Apex or Alpha, something with A, and they will have a booth, and so anyone who's going into the Bitcoin conference, they can pick up a t-shirt there, an elephant money t-shirt. And for folks who do not attend the conference, it's of course going to be at the venue of our meetup, where we can get a t-shirt. But everyone who does go in, there will be a booth that we are sharing with a partner. I forget the name now. Maybe someone knows it.
Oh, nice.
Something A. Yeah.
I think I thought I asked today's BT the other day. I think there's could be wrong, but I think there's 70 people that are going to be coming to the elephant money thing. I think that's how many people paid to go. I forgot his number, but I thought it was something like that. And that's quite a bit, man. If everybody shows up, that'd be pretty cool. So anybody interested in doing that, there's a link in the pinned messages somewhere where you can actually get your ticket to the our Savannah house, and that is going to be on Friday. I think it's 5 p.m. or 5:30, in case anybody wanted to know. So that's out there for you too, to check out. And if anybody has any questions about, if you have any questions about what's going on in Nashville with us, just send me a message and stuff. Anybody that has won the NFTs over the past month, BT has not delivered them for the month of June yet. So just be on the lookout for them, but he hasn't delivered them yet. In case you're wondering when they're going to be delivered, I do not know when he's going to do it. He does it all in bulk to all the other stuff. Everybody that's helped out, not just the NFT for spaces, but all the other things that we do outside the chat and our marketing people, all the stuff he gives out, he does it one big time. So they'll be coming. We haven't forgot about you. I have a spreadsheet where I put the winner's address on it. So just be on the lookout for that. And what else? I don't know. Does anybody else want to jump in? Native, you want to jump in? If you like to, man. I see you add yourself as a speaker.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? First of all.
And if anybody else has any questions.
Peace and blessings. Y'all
What's
hear
up,
me?
Native? What's going on?
Oh, okay. Everything's good. Everything's good. Moving around trying to service some vehicles right now.
Man.
But yeah, I'm super excited. And you were right. It's about a little over 70 that have been locked in. I'll make sure that I circulate that link again when I get back to my office. And then also, just keep in mind the I guess the level of event that's being put together here. It's going to be well put together. It's going to be valuable to be there, especially if you're a core community person who's been here for a long time and just rode this wave with us. There's going to be a lot of reasons to want to be there and have these conversations and meet people in person and even get documented in the history of elephant money. You know, yeah. In terms of all the smaller events, there's a lot of reason to do that as well. So like I'll recirculate the link to the list of smaller events. There's some very interesting events to go to. Obviously, the pleb party, which a lot of us are already going to. But there's other things as well that have interest. Some of the times overlap. But there's a couple of things on that list that I mentioned even in our meeting the other night that I'm interested in. We'll see if I try to go overboard and do all of that stuff. But hey man, there's a lot going on. So try to like look into like scheduling, like working out your schedule now because you never know. You never know, what kind of opportunity you have. But just an experience from an experience standpoint, Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, and so if there's anybody around that wanted some, because the last week and a half or so, we've been doing some pretty intensive behind the scene walkthroughs, so to speak, on the bridging process and hiccups that go on in the bridging process and all of that. It's very awesome. I'm proud to say that for the most part, I'm gauging that we are as a community over the hump as it applies to people knowing how to do it and just competency in general, not just from the bridging standpoint, but also from the lending standpoint and just understanding lending mechanics and understanding utilization ratios, understanding just how that money loop actually works, and the whole mindset behind it and how to actively grow your bag and do it in a very effective way that not only helps the individual but also helps the ecosystem and our overarching goals. So it's very, very good that the competency level of the majority of the herd has been something that it emulates our process of duplicating ourselves. And we're at that point where we have duplicated the competency to where even if some of us who are originally not just running around teaching people how to do this aren't around, there are like 10x that of people in the community now that are competent enough to walk through people who are having any kind of challenges and whatnot. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, I noticed that. We've definitely, like you said, over that hump, and even if somebody has some trouble getting into the lending or understand it, or just moving the money, we have enough content out there to help you out and guide you all the way over to where you need to be. So gotta thank everybody that's put any content out there for doing that. Appreciate it. It's helped a lot of people out for sure.
Yeah, 100%. There's been, massive appreciation for, the videos, the walkthroughs, the shorts. Those shorts are like awesome because they're bite sizes. Matter of fact, just before I jumped in, I was looking at all things, and he has a short just for the lending process and how to loop the trunk in and everything, and just little things like that are super simple, something that a grandmother can appreciate and understand and digest in less than a minute.
Yeah, and you definitely need something that's not going to be like a 30-minute always. Sometimes people can get lost and lose track of what's going on when the videos get too long, but they do help, but sometimes you need that little short one to get you past that little hump you're trying to get by.
And you've also have the people that are adding not only the how-tos but the strategies, and they're not degen kind of strategies. They're just sensible, conservative ways to take full advantage of the new product, and that's also been really helpful. Like Cryptozoa Patrick, he's put something out just lately too about how he's using the platform, and I think Zach Minter did that too. Just explaining how to make use of these, make use of the protocol, and it's been that in itself is just eye-opening and revealing. And so it's not just the how-to as much as that's great. It's also, okay, now that you're here, what's the smartest way to go about using this? So it's nice. We have a lot of good help, that's for sure.
Yeah, we definitely do.
And I was going to say that about that last week when we got cut off, that Shankar's on here, and I know he's not been feeling well, but that was what I was going to mention last week, was just Shankar takes his time and works through with some of his videos too, just to explain how this all operates. And I just found him to be a real up and comer and a real helpful asset to us here. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah,
well, thank you, Blackberry. And I actually get a lot of requests to do a video still about bridging over. That's probably the number one request.
Sure.
And then also how to start. I think people are very nervous about connecting Phantom to Solana and just getting started. So had I not been sick, these videos would already be out there. By the way, there are already videos on the official channel, and then the creators you just mentioned, but I'll definitely get on these videos. I committed myself to doing one tonight, and then as a community, we can definitely make sure that there's good information out there. Each one will forever remain important, because as we get more popular, there's also unfortunately going to be folks with malicious intent. So the correct and good information always needs to overshadow everything else, and I'm very confident that we can achieve that together.
And I think that it's funny because yesterday I was just thinking about you, Shankar, about how I thought, man, I haven't seen him for the last few days. And I think that speaks two ways. I mean, one, something's not right, and you were sick. And the other thing I was just thinking, yeah, I'm missing him because he has just been a real asset of late. And it's good to hear that you're feeling better, and good that you're going to be able to get some more material out as time permits you. So.
Yeah, I hope you feel better, man. I know sometimes being sick can take its toll on you, but I hope you're better soon, man.
Definitely. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm glad you mentioned that too, Shankar, because there is a a process of becoming comfortable with new processes, especially when you're utilizing a new website or a new app or any new client, any new workflow, or any new addition to your workflow. And there is a way to be able to do that, to build up your comfort level. And one of the best ways to do that is to just use small amounts with a fresh wallet or a dummy wallet, um, where you're just working through the process, building out an extension of your workflow there. And then once you become comfortable with how your workflow is, how you want to transfer over, there's times when I'm using a new website and I literally only use the dummy website to interact, and I even will send funds from one wallet to another wallet, a primary wallet to a dummy wallet to interact, and so on and so forth. And I do that just until the DApp becomes so prevalent in the space that it has this higher trust values. Even if you use some of the third party, um, I guess, security services that interact and also have insured valuations behind their statements to a secure website, or this is a secure site, this is a highly trusted or highly valued website, so on and so forth. Or there's a lot of different like third-party services that you can utilize for stuff like that. But it just depends on how you want to develop your workflow. But when it comes down to something like Solana, this is a very astute team. This is not a fly-by-night team. This is um, a lot of the things that are being trusted on the Solana ecosystem and other ecosystems as well on other chains. We're starting to get into a new age of blockchain and DeFi where um, the good stuff is bubbling to the surface. The good teams are bubbling to the surface. The good the good protocols are bubbling to the surface. And Solend is one of those where it has been tested and tried. And in technical spaces, it's good for it to be tested and tried, and for white hats to have tried to get in, or even sometimes black hats trying to get in, or even be successful to get in. It's not a negative thing; it's a positive thing, because what happens is there's a learning lesson there, and on the other side of that learning lesson, um, things are applied to some of those um, breaches, or some of those holes in the system or whatnot. So yeah, it's a journey on that, and it's really kind of already on the other side of that journey as it applies to Solend. But just develop a process for yourself to where you can get in the game, because there's a lot to gain from being in that play right now. It's very easy to be complacent and sit in these, in our well-known, well-trusted internal native elephant money um, products. But we have the opportunity now to interact with other products that um, that quite frankly just get you better positioning and better yield right now. And you can still leverage the other products. And as a matter of fact, I don't want to overtake anything, but I do want to take this time to speak to something that I've been training on for a long time in this space, which is just being able to leverage other cash flow systems and cash flow engines that you've developed over time, even natively inside of our EM space. And I call that waterfall technique. And basically, uh, look at the different options of being able to leverage even something like a futures where you are already in a maintenance mode with it, and just building it up by just doing the bare 200 or 300 or 400, whatever your minimum processes is, to continue to build up and maintain that. Because obviously, right now there's um, there's a better deal on the table. So why would I go heavier into futures instead of just maintain it, so that I could utilize that cash flow and waterfall that cash flow into DCAing Trump, and then bridging that over and putting it to work and then leveraging that. Does that all make sense there? So I mean, waterfalling your other cash flows into better deals really allows you to put your money to work at its best competency.
Yeah, and I know we were mentioning the other day about futures, and whether, some people, they're going to take their profit and go, but there is still some opportunity when your futures is getting ready to max out, and you do take some of that money out. I mean, you could just put it back in elephant and start putting it in the lending side of it, and there's still more opportunities to make more money once you're done with your futures. So don't think, hey, that's it, finish line. All right, yeah, you can have a great amount of money on you, but why not continue to keep making even more by using some of the other things that we have in the ecosystem? So,
Yeah, Ed, I'm glad you said that too, because that's a mindset hurdle, if you ask me, in terms of like the idea of finishing a futures account is a mindset hurdle, because this is an evergreen product that can be leveraged and utilized to continue to fund other endeavors, and the same thing with obviously on steroids with the lending standpoint. So yeah, I mean, the idea of like doing a rainy day fund on futures to chase Trump, I think um, that's not healthy for the ecosystem. It's not healthy. It's not necessary even. But in the idea uh, of being in the mindset of like just trying to be solely in a futures account and finish a futures account, so to speak, isn't really as effective as one might think, because there's an opportunity in front of you to leverage your futures account while maintaining it and continuing that cash flow and putting that money where it's best served, putting that value where it's best served.
Hey, Native, I'd like to build on what you were talking about with the Solend chain, or the Solana chain and the Solend protocol there. You were talking about how it's a tried and true system. One of the things of late that I've just appreciated was actually two things. One had to do with what BT had said a little while ago already, that he said that Solend has simply welcomed EM to the system. They've been an ally. They have been helpful. They see EM as an ally. And I think one of the ways in which you just saw it just lately is the fact that Solend went out of their way. They didn't have to do that, but they went out of their way to point out about what the USDC trunk lending protocol has meant to them, as they not only that way promote us, but they promote themselves. And I think about what happened in our time on the BNB chain, and even with having BT being a Martian for Binance, I never got that impression that anybody cared about it. Cared about us. And over here at Solend, where a ton of eyes are on us, you got a great system set up. You not only have people who are tolerating us, they're promoting us. I mean, we're that to me is tremendous. That's just another contributing factor to us being on Solend. You've got a partner here. You don't just have this coexisting entity next to us that says, "Yeah, well, we're glad you're here, but there's other fish that we're frying too, and we're hardly thinking about you." Solend is a real partner.
100%, and it's a real testament to our growth process and to our alliances.
Yep.
Especially as we've extended our reach into the Sol ecosystem, and that says a lot. Especially aligning with the time frame we were in this cycle, the conference, even on a macro level, the socioeconomical um, alignments that are there for the importance of this time frame that we're in, the end of July, August, September-ish, even pushing out through the end of the year, and how that'll it's seeming like that's going to play out pretty well for us, and probably even having a chance to have other opportunities later in the year to get better footing too. So yeah, in terms of it being, of us all being still early, I think that's an understatement. They're really providing good partnership right now, and we haven't experienced anything like that.
No,
to this level. So
I agree.
It's fantastic.
Since we are on that topic, I do have a question that actually community members directed to me, and I don't have an answer. They pointed me to a video that is about 2 years old, and haven't really watched the video, but it questions whether Solana is centralized or decentralized. Does anyone have any insights into that and cares to comment about that so I can have an answer for them?
There are centralized aspects of Solana, but that's also a mirror image of a lot of things on many blockchains, specifically, especially Solana. But that's just that's the part of the journey that we're in, where everything's not going to be fully decentralized as it once was 6 years, 7 years ago. If you guys are old enough to have been in this space, then it was everything was decentralized pretty much at that point, so to speak. But now there's just certain functions and certain aspects that are just pretty much going to be centralized for the betterment of inclusion of CeFi on certain levels. So yeah, there's a high level of decentralization when it comes to Solana, but there's also centralized aspects, and that would be my loose answer to that. There may be a better answer out there, to be honest.
Awesome. Thanks for that answer. Actually, I was thinking about that the other day too. I didn't know what they were, and I know this question pops up a lot. Are they or are they not in certain different areas? So when I hear that, I'm like, let me find out. So it's always good that somebody else can answer besides me. I do want to give out today's NFT. It's going to go to Andy. Andy, what's up? You're the NFT winner, man. Just hit me up on Telegram, give me your address, or chat with me, and we'll go over getting you the NFT. What's funny is I was talking for like 7 minutes before I realized nobody was listening, like a little while ago when Native took over. So I was mentioning that BT has not given out the NFTs for the month of June yet. So adding the July ones here too for the addresses to the spreadsheet, and he'll get them all out in bulk. It's not just the Spaces NFTs he gives out. He has other things that he gives things out for too, and he does it all at one time. So for those of you that might have won a little while back, still hang tight. He has the spreadsheet with all the addresses on it, and I'll get you guys those as soon as he sends them. Just want to get that out of the way before Spaces cut us off or anything like that. I forgot what I was going to ask you, Native, but I'm sure it'll pop up here in a minute or so. What's up, Zach? Minter is in the house today. Appreciate all the help you've been doing. Cannot wait to hang out with you in Nashville for sure, man. Blackberry guy, I wanted to say this because I didn't say it because you got cut off last week. You literally said, hey, I'm all right, so boom, and then we got cut. So I apologize that you didn't get in last week and give your spiel, man. That sucks, but at least you came in today and took over before I got here and was able to jump on. But I was like, dang it, Blackberry guy was just literally getting ready to throw some good words out.
No, that's quite all right. It was mainly just to talk about Shankar at that point, just because he just has a good style and good teaching style, and I just wanted to make sure to encourage him, encourage others to catch what he has to say. I did real quickly. I did want to mention. I think his name is Tiakara on our chat. He has been supplying me with Solana trunk and to give away on my updates. And he's just a super generous guy. And it just helps, I think, the more we're able to do that, the more we're able to promote Solana trunk and, see to it that more and more people get over on that side. And so I'm just real grateful to him. I don't know if he's on right now anywhere, but I just wanted to give him a shout out too.
You're going to get me excited and riled up now because, dude, BlackBerry, the idea that so many people have gotten in position, the way that they've gotten in position because of the way that trunk has become important and detrimental, and the fact that they were core community members already in position, and now they find themselves with a crap ton of trunk, whatever the crap ton means to you, is amazing. There's a lot of people celebrating right now, and I don't even think they're celebrating out loud. I think they're celebrating silently. They might be going out to a bunch of dinners and stuff like that, but some people are in positions that they didn't think that they were about to be in because we are now lending trunk. We are now leveraging trunk. We are now, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I keep myself pretty mellow too. I'm not saying I'm a billionaire, but I keep myself mellow no matter what the trunk price is, and even if it goes up, yeah, I'm very happy that where it's at right now. But I kind of stay under the radar with letting people in public know how happy I am, or what a certain number is that I'm at, or where I'm going with it, or what I'm waiting for, kind of thing. And I know there's a lot of them out there too, which is fine. I'm happy when people, cause these are your personal funds. So how much I have is nobody's business but mine. So even though some people don't mind saying things and how much they have, some people don't. So either way, you're still doing good, no matter how much you have, a lot or a little. Today, either way, a year from now, we're all going to have a lot. So I know that's
100%. And yeah, you're speaking from a wise standpoint, because anybody who knows me well enough knows that I'm very, very into autonomy, but I'm also into anonymity, and there's a certain amount that I'm gonna make public, and then there's a certain amount that's gonna be kind of shielded from that, because it's important. I just come from that school of anonymity and the whole cypherpunk mentality of being able to. There's a thesis behind this. There's a reason behind how we move, and I just come from that school, and I've graduated into the mindset of sharing for a purpose of growth. But there is definitely a secure way to do that.
Yeah, I understand. There's definitely a way to do that. And and as we say this, and I try to say this every so often about, not just that, by keeping certain things to yourself, but don't forget, the bigger we're getting, the more people are coming at you. And that means you're going to see a lot more DMs come to you that are, not from people and they're going to be trying to help you, ask you things, and some people just want to ask you a question, but have ulterior motives. So you got to be careful on that. Make sure you know who you're talking to. That's why we pretty much say, hey, stay out of those DMs, no matter what. Anybody can ask any question to you they want in the main chat, and get all the answers they can in the main chat. So unless they really, really need some help, and then them well enough that you feel like accepting some kind of thing like that, then you're going to go in your direct messages. But for the most part, the bigger we're getting, be ready. Just be ready no matter what.
Yeah, I think I stand on the other side of the spectrum there, very open about everything, and luckily I have experience with communication like that. But I can tell you, the posts that are most effective, at least in my experience, is those where I show a bit juicy number, followed by a provocative or intriguing question, right? Like, yesterday, the increase of Trunk has literally created $14,000 of value within 24 hours. And I asked my network on Facebook, has that ever been when's the last time you did that, right? And then you should see the DMs pour in, all the folks that went to school with me in my childhood. So it is an effective way to get interest, but I can definitely appreciate other opinions that prefer staying under the radar. And the beauty is there's a way to do it in both fashions, right? So, and that's what I want in this community, that everything and every approach and everyone is accepted as they are, and no bad mouthing or anything like that. So that's really, really great about us.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is 100% the most effective way to communicate and market and grow. And I know for a fact, I know that the people who are comfortable with doing that know how to have a workflow where it's a secure workflow, and they have processes in place where it's locked down, and they have maybe a hardware. They just basically have things positioned to do so, and ultimately, like that's what we got to do. We have to be able to show results, whether it's just your inner circle, whether it's just people you run into, and you find a way to show your results. Showing your results is really what opens people's minds. It's what opens people's eyes, and then they want to know more. I've got a meeting in a few hours from that very same thing, just showing results, and then it's like, how can you show me how you did that? Yeah, definitely I can. I want to, as a matter of fact. So yeah, whatever works for you on showing results and spreading the word that way, that's the most effective.
Yeah, seeing all those different ways that people have made some money. A lot of times, I do show my close friends results and stuff like that. And when I'm talking to strangers, I find other ways to do it as well, from charts or from actually I'll show some of my friends how much they made in it, because a lot of them actually made a bit more than I have, and so I'll use them as examples sometimes and just say, hey, this is what the guy I got in here did when he did this and when he did that. Last week, was it last week? Yeah, it was last week. I was telling you about, I got one person in, not in Spaces, just I posted in the chat. I said, like, I got some people, I don't have a lot of money. I try to get even just some random people in that I've known for a long time, and they don't know much about crypto at all. And they're just like, so how much do you want me to give you? And, I just said $200, and that was it. So somebody gave me, this girl gave me $200 back on May 6th. And I said, listen, I'm just going to buy you some trunk. On August 6th, we'll look back at it, and you tell me if you want to give me some more and stuff like that. So as you can see, what's happened since May 6th with trunk, they're going to be pretty happy what they got. And I expect to probably get some more money out of it. But just little bitty things like that, I just want to show people the results that they're going to have to themselves just by putting a little bit in, and let you trust it a little bit. And my friend that I got in, her daughter is in crypto. And so she gave her daughter some money, because her daughter's like, all right, so they're really into this. They're trying to get into crypto. They're doing all this research. And I finally go, well, what token do they have? And she goes, they have the Dogecoin. I'm like, oh, okay. And so in the back of my head, I'm laughing my butt off. But I said, okay. And so I told her about that. I keep trying to tell her daughter to get some, and I don't think they've gotten in yet to elephant money. But just a little example of one of the processes I have taken, and because her daughter was in it, she let me, and she trusts me. She said, all right, I'll still give you a little bit of money too. So even though it was only $200, she's pretty happy, and I think she's up to like $700 or $800 now by now. So I know in the 3 months I'll come back and say, hey, what do you think about putting even a little more in? And I think I'll have some pretty good luck with that. So there's my example of my showing the results kind of thing too.
That's awesome. Yeah, and once again, shout out to the support, because we just got a testament of the support that we get on Soul, specifically with Solana, because I just saw them pop on into the spaces just now, and hopefully we can pop in maybe